President Trump going after Green New Deal efforts, vowing a federal block of new wind and solar projects as electricity bills across America skyrocket. The president wrote on Truth Social, quote, any state that has built and relied on windmills and solar for power are seeing record-breaking increases in electricity and energy costs. The scam of the century. Joining me now is New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, you also say that offshore wind is a scam and has driven New Jersey energy bills through the roof. What kind of price increases have your constituents seen?
First of all, Cheryl, thank you for having me on. It's always great to be with you. We have seen record increases, huge increases, one after another, and we're upward of 20% and more and still climbing, and it's not going to get better easily. Real quickly, the people who managed the grid a decade ago, the PJM put out a white paper and said demand is going to go up. We need more supply. Wind can't do it. We needed gas plants. Instead of opening new ones, we closed them. We needed to really get into nuclear. Instead of doing anything, we didn't do anything at all about nuclear. Now, hopefully, we're going to catch up. And we put billions upon billions of dollars of money from the ratepayers and the taxpayers into foreign corporations for wind energy, which are failed projects, hurt the fishing industry, hurt tourism, hurt the environment, hurt national security. I mean, it's just everything that's wrong. And I'll wrap up with this. I've seen a lot of projects, Cheryl, when I was in the state Senate, the Assembly, and in Congress for years now. They are singly the worst projects I've ever seen. It's terrible, and New Jersey is really getting hurt because of it. The taxpayers are.
Well, you know, the critics will say, yeah, sure, but the money was already put through. These projects have already begun, so you're going to get a lot of job losses. I'm curious if you worry about that. But you mentioned the prices. I was looking at one of your neighbors, that's Connecticut, and look at this. I mean, the average increase for prices 18.4% this year. Maine prices 36.3% higher. Those are pretty substantial jumps here in the Northeast. And overall, the EIA reports that there's going to be a 13% rise in electricity costs from 2022 to 2025, just in general. So this is a major problem. And now with AI data centers, we need all the energy.
Right. So exactly. The AI data centers are going to use a lot of energy. It's good. They want to locate in New Jersey. They are, but it's going to increase demand more. This was all about virtue signaling and nothing about reality. It was to look good for politics. But you know what? Bad politics leads to bad public policy, which hurts people. And that's what they've done here. And as far as jobs, a lot of them were foreign jobs. Most of it was not real. If we build new gas plants, if we have cheaper energy, if we build nuclear in Oyster Creek in New Jersey and 2 more reactors in the Salem area as well, we're going to create good jobs, high-paying jobs, and with less expensive energy. That's the economic driver. When your energy's down, your farm products cost less, your manufacturing products cost less, and your economy booms. The economy is all about energy all the time, and these policies federally were awful, and the policies that the state of New Jersey had were awful. It's no surprise. I've been talking about this for years. Kind of in the beginning was a voice out in the wilderness, and now we're all coming together, and President Trump has been great in what he's done. We worked with him on the executive orders to stop what was going on, and now we're going to move on and make sure that these leases are revoked so that this is a dead industry, because it does nothing good for New Jersey or the United States of America.
Well, and in the One Big Beautiful Bill, which is now law, that 30% federal solar tax credit for homeowners, that got eliminated as well. I know there's a lot of solar use in New Jersey, but that's in the past. This is now the future as we move forward under President Trump. He also had another major win yesterday. I want to ask you about this. The New York State Appeals Court threw out that nearly $500 million penalty in the New York City real estate fraud case. That was, of course, from AG Letitia James. Justice David Freeman raised constitutional concerns that James's true aim was political. And he wrote this: the ultimate goal was not market hygiene, but political hygiene, ending with the derailment of President Trump's political career and the destruction of his real estate business. Now, the president says, this is a victory for me. I greatly respect the fact that the court had the courage to throw out this unlawful and disgraceful decision, Congressman. I want to get your thoughts on all of this. It's played out again in your backyard.
It was an infraction of the Eighth Amendment, which obviously states that you can't have extreme or undue levies or fines or assessments on somebody, and that's or bail. It even goes into bail in the Eighth Amendment. This was a case of that. The fine was absurd. The whole case was absurd. Letitia James should worry about her own mortgage fraud issues rather than being worried about President Trump. But remember, this is an attorney general who ran for the position based upon her desire to go after Donald Trump politically. She didn't keep it quiet. She didn't hide it. I got to give her that. She campaigned on it. How can you have an objective, decent attorney general when all they are is a cheap politician? And that's what happened here. And it's shameful. Thank God the court overturned that.
I'm glad you brought that up. She ran on the fact that she was going to take down Donald Trump.
Yeah.
As a New Yorker, I remember that. Real quick before you go, I want to get your take really quick. This new news out of the Trump administration, they're going to review all 55 million U.S. legal immigrants. So visas that are already have been handed out to see if anybody should be deported. What do you make of that? People that are, I guess the question mark is, you go through all of them. What do you think they're looking for, or what they should look for, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, they should do it in a way where they're working with a scalpel and not a hatchet to make sure that we're doing the right thing with the right people in the right place, and I believe we will. They are looking for overstays. They're looking for those that have a visa but have committed crimes, but in the past administration, nothing was done to them, and they're still here. I mean, real people are hurt by what's going on. You know, we had somebody that was illegal in New Jersey back earlier in the month that was drunk driving again, repeated offender, that had a domestic and then had a head-on collision, killed a mom and her 11-year-old daughter. That's awful. That's what we want to stop.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew, it's always great to have you on the program. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.